Okay, I think most people know what a bear is in the gay community, right? And this is me, basically. Yeah, chubby at best. Big beard. Pretty masculine. In many, many ways, I'm very confident. I think it's easy for me to talk to people. I can make friends pretty easily. I've never really had a problem with that. And I've moved around a shit ton in my life. I live in, this kind of conservative hub of religious Germany. Germany is just 110% fit guys, isn't it? It's mental. So it's like Boys Town, except they're not all gay. They're all straight. Germany's like the straightest country on earth. It's crazy.
Chris, tell us the most romantic gesture you've ever made.
Blowjob. Going to like a villa on an island near Cambodia, and then can you just throw it? Oh, thank you. And then the two of us ran on the beach in the rain, and then ended up under like an abandoned building frame to wait out the rain, and then went back and made love.
That's a queen.
Oh, I put a bishop where the
lady goes. Do you want wine?
Get your hand out of the shot.
Hot, mold.
The problem with the gay scene for me, people who like to go to very typical gay bars and who are maybe a little bit flamboyant, who are very loud and proud and they just put themselves out there. It's so shallow. It's so superficial, or at least in my experience. And so if I were to go out to a gay bar or something, I tend to feel really, I guess, I tend to feel kind of self-conscious and a little bit nervous because I know that I'm going to be judged. For me, it's been like this process of becoming more comfortable with the gay culture, I guess. I was so much anxiety going there by myself. So much anxiety. And I don't exactly know where that came from.
How do you see yourself fitting into
As an outsider. I'm an outsider. Part of it is that I've always had body image issues. Right.
Where does that come from?
Being overweight as a child, and then, I don't know if you could call it substantially overweight, but I was called names. Now, I don't want to say that this bullying really had a huge effect on me. Maybe it just affected me in terms of, my romantic life. Because I'm sure you're aware about how important the body is in the gay culture. soon as I mention gay culture, you would probably immediately think of a bunch of guys with their shirts off, and they've all got six packs, huge pecs, nice arms, those kinds of things. And while I have been fit, I was like the proper weight, and I was strong, and I was athletic, I never really looked the part. That could be one reason why, like, I had all that anxiety going to gay clubs and stuff. I don't know why I was fat, to be honest with you. Yeah, I never really thought about that. But I do know that at some point, my mother, she was in the hospital. I think she was just dealing with some depression. And so the doctor said, okay, you just need to pay attention to your body, right? And they actually put her on like a medical diet. And basically, we looked at what she was doing, and as a family, we did the same thing. I was counting calories. I have this phrase. I don't know if it's my phrase, but I've always said it. Former fatty. Do you know what these people are? Former fatties? Well, there's a fat person, right? And a fat person can't get... This sounds so shallow. Some people are friends with each other because they're beautiful. Did you know that? You still look at the groups of beautiful people and like feel like you're an outsider. So when you're fat, you don't make friends with people because of your outer beauty, your inner beauty, right? And so when you're fat, you have inner beauty, right? You develop it, you need it, right? So you hone it. Then you lose a bunch of weight, and now it's like the inside matches the outside. Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at my profile, and I want you to tell me...
Yeah, I want to see your profile.
Okay, bitch.
I don't think it gives the right...
It doesn't embody who I am.
...representation of you. I mean, it's part of you, being goofy, funny. I'd go for the last one as the first picture.
I guess I can't help the fact that my type is a little bit younger, and I guess you could say fresh-faced, or not like the bearded sort of otter. We call it otter. Do you know what an otter is? In Germany, they're all straight, but they like act kind of gay. They're flirty, they're sweet, and then they're like straight. He was several centimeters taller than I, and thin, and an unusually beautiful face, boyishly handsome. He was at that time, I think, 25, and I was 33 or 34.
Okay.
Like right from the get-go, he was already happy to to go on dates with me and stuff, but I think he was still in love with somebody, and so he was still kind of a little bit heartbroken, and telling me that he didn't want to be in a relationship. He was just looking for a friend, and I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see about that. But we kept hanging out, we kept going on dates, sleeping together, and that
Progressed.
yeah, got to the point where I was just like, look, you're here with me, and I want a relationship. Mm-hmm. And I kept pursuing, and it took a while, but he finally was like, okay. And then it got serious, and then we started talking about serious stuff, like the possibility of kids and that kind of a thing. I've never been in a relationship, really really serious or long-term relationship, and now that this was my first relationship and it was somebody who's kind of dependent on me a little bit. He was living with me, you know, I was like...
How long did you live together?
Maybe a year and a half. But he was like always over even before that, so it felt like 2 years. We loved each other a whole lot, but I think there were too many things happening in our outside of the relationship that made it not really possible to continue the way it was. I found it very, very difficult to say goodbye to him. But I mean, after I got to Germany, I kind of just do what I normally do, and I dove in. I found myself in the beginning swiping very infrequently, but now I swipe more, not because I want to talk to them, but I swipe because I just want to know if they're swiping right. I'm not exactly certain what I want. I think ideally, of course, I want a long-term relationship, but I want it to be perfect. Okay, I know that I deserve something really good. I just mean someone who challenges me, someone who loves me, someone who's a little bit jealous of me, sexy in some way, someone who is very close to his family, maybe has a big family, but someone who I'm like just excited to see all the time. Alright, baby cakes.
Oh.
I miss
We still
you.
friends?
It's been a house.
Think of
We
it.
still friends.
Yeah.
You recorded me?